If you're a documentary filmmaker, you know about Silver Dogs.
It's a warm and welcoming festival. It's just been a great experience so far.
The minute I got here, there's just been this energy.
The reputation of the festival is tremendous. And just the vibe I'm getting from this, I think I understand why.
It's a great place to be because you're getting people from all different backgrounds, with all different stories coming together, and it's a pretty inspiring place to be right now.
The variety of films that are here is just great.
It represents films and filmmakers from all over the world with different voices, different approaches, different styles. And it's a place where everyone sort of comes together and gets to share their work with each other, and it's no better place to be.
You could finish a statement and say Silver Docs is. Silver Docs is.
Silver Docs is awesome.
It's an opportunity to see original filmmaking for the first time, and it's a lovely benefit to our community here in Silver Spring.
Silver Docs rocks.
Silver Docs is fantastic.
Silver Docs is excellent.
It's educational and informative and exciting.
Silver Docs is mind-blowing.
Silver Docs is powerful.
Silver Docs is the most important film festival for documentaries in the nation, if not the world. It's the place you have to come to watch documentaries.
So I just got done seeing the film convention.
Thank you for not violently supporting us.
It was the story of the Democratic Convention behind the scenes in Denver, Colorado.
It was incredibly riveting.
Convention was awe-inspiring. It was multiple filmmakers, each following a separate story. So like one team followed the organizers, one team followed the protesters. We followed the Denver Post, the journalists. And the director of the film, A.J. Schnack, wove all those stories together into one movie.
We saw The Time of Our Lives. It told the story of 3 elderly women who are still very cognizant of their lives.
Well, I don't mind having a camera party. That theatre's not going to make me look young or beautiful.
It's a very positive look at aging, a very positive look at the last years, happy years, active years of a bunch of women.
Documentaries give you access to slices of experience in a way that you may not be able to access.
We are the millennials, but who are we? There are over 80 million millennials in the United States today, the largest generation since the baby boomers. But this population, known as Generation Y, extends far beyond our mere American borders.
G'day, I'm Clinton Khan, and I'm a millennial from Melbourne, Australia.
Hi, I'm Jonas Suotamo. I'm a millennial, and I'm from Finland.
My name is Shashank Singhai, and I am a millennial from India.
We're a little adventurous. We're, contrary to a lot of Americans, we're really fascinated by what's happening outside our country. Although Australia it's a huge piece of land, we only inhabit such small parts of Australia that we really want to see what's outside. So travelling is really important. We're very focused on enjoying what's happening now, and not so focused on what's going to happen in the next 5 years.
Youth in Finland, the millennials there, are much more on their toes about the future, whereas American youth are perhaps more secure in a sense that they have everything they need here in America.
India is so diverse a country. The millennials now, they have a more open perspective to things. There is more freedom to do what you want to do.
My name is Natsuki. I'm a millennial from Japan.
My name is Jun, and I'm a millennial from Malaysia.
Millennials of Japan has the quality to balance between tradition and new. For example, the young musicians are trying to incorporate traditional instruments and stuff in the rock music, for example. Our generation is more proud of being a Japanese.
The way we think, the way we live our lives right now, it's a lot closer than people would think to America. We may be a little bit more conservative because it's still a Muslim country and the way of thinking might still be a little bit conservative, but it's getting there. We're getting more and more liberal with our thinking.
Our generation is very different from the previous generation. We are very curious about learning the outside world. We are very inquisitive.
Chinese people are very hardworking. You can always see students in the library with thick books and textbooks, and they work very hard for the exams.
My father's Scottish and my mother's Singaporean. I've lived in the Netherlands twice and all over England. As a generation, we are different.
Every country has its own customs, culture.
Millennials are certainly a vast generation. While we may be different in our habits or ways of living, we're all connected by the one global truth. The truth that lets each one of us stand up and say,
We are.
We are.
We are the millennials.
Today's harsh economy is finding many business owners being forced to throw in the towel. One man, however, actually came out of retirement to help save the company that he spent nearly 50 years building. At age 79, Albert Boskoff should be playing golf or spending time with his grandkids.
Right now, white dinner wears in. Some people think it's foolish, in the sense of why do I want to do this at this age?
Boskoff retired 4 years ago and left the company under new ownership. This led to overexpansion that ultimately caused the chain to spiral into Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
We had 9,000 coworkers. I think many of them would be out of a job. Certainly the 600 that I knew very well and knew were very important would probably not have a job.
Boskoff and his partner Edward Lakin were able to raise $300 million to buy back the company in early December, an arguably remarkable feat in today's economy. But they didn't do it alone.
Well, the family was willing to put in, and a few friends, almost $50 million. We're independent, we're out of Chapter 11, and we have a well-funded department store that has every reason to succeed.
This accomplishment comes as a surprise, as many notable businesses are being forced to downsize. The Home Depot is cutting 7,000 jobs and closing 34 of its stores. Caterpillar is preparing for one of its worst decades in history by cutting 20,000 jobs. And still other companies like Circuit City have been forced to close their doors altogether.
It's tough. Although there's money out there, it's kind of locked up. And so getting a restructuring plan together, it's almost impossible.
With such a high risk for failure, why would Boskoff willingly jump back into a struggling market?
Hey, I like your display. It looks nice.
His interest isn't in the money. He'd be better off not coming back. He's investing his own money, but more than that, he's investing his life in rebuilding something that was important to him. That sends a very loud signal to his customers.
I tell you, if you're going to run something, you better care about your people. Because if you don't care about them, they're not going to care about you. Wonderful seeing you.
Boskoff's close relationship with his employees, his customers, and the community are arguably some of the trade secrets that helped to pull his business out of bankruptcy. Of course, the reality is that it's still a business.
Oh, tomorrow's my last day.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I was really upset. I'm here 20 years in December. I had 4 days off. I just came in today and found out. And I like working here. I really enjoy coming in.
I think the fact that we're in a recession makes it more difficult. We have to prove that in a recession that we can run a successful store for 12 months rather than 2 months. We did cut our expenses then, and we're continuing to cut them now so that we can survive.
Boskoff's has closed nearly 10 of its stores, proving that no company is totally safe in this economy. Still, Boskoff is hopeful.
We're going to win.
Will Boskoff's celebrated return be enough to keep the chain afloat, or will its doors finally be forced to close for good?